Welcome back guys to another Zero DTE video, and today Coach Ernie is going to be talking about the whole moving average, so make sure you stay tuned. If you're interested in becoming a pro trader, check out the link in the description to join the world's #1 Zero DTE trade destination. Enjoy guys.
Hey Ernie, I have a question. Still not understanding the VIX clearly. If you have time, can you explain to me how do you know if you're going to do a call and put again on the VIX? I'm still trying to get that together in my homework.
Okay, so when I'm choosing calls or puts, it has nothing to do with the VIX.
Okay.
We're trading options. And one of the major things that we're trying to grab from options is trying to figure out how much premium there is in the option. Now, the premium in an option, which is the extrinsic value or the time premium, is constantly decaying. So that rate of decay is going to be determined by the VIX. Now, that has nothing to do with price movement or which way the price is going. It's just the amount of premium that's in it. So that's one component of what we're trying to capture in our trades is premium collection, or like when we're in the butterfly and the profit curve rises, that's premium decaying. But also the market's moving back and forth too at the same time. But that's not what the VIX is really to determine. It's really to determine that rate of decay and how much premium is available. When the VIX is high, there's lots of premium available. When the VIX is low, there's very little premium available. So that's why we adjust our widths so that we can take advantage of those two different opportunities. So that really is not part of the equation when it comes to price movement too. With price movement, we just simply look at which way the market's going. And the easiest way to do that is to look at a moving average.
That's what I'm trying to get clear on, how to read the moving average when it comes to price movement.
All right, that's really simple. First of all, you want to put it on a daily chart, and I use the Hull moving average. I put a moving average and I use the Hull because it's a very reactive and probably one of the better moving averages. And I put it on a daily chart. You can use anywhere from a 14 to 21, depending on what you think a trend is. Some people think 2 weeks is a trend. Some people think 3 weeks is a trend. I gravitate towards 3 weeks, so I use a 21-day moving average, which is 3 weeks. Does that make sense?
I'm not that advanced yet on that terminology of how to use that.
All right. So when I'm using a 14-day or a 21-day Hull moving average, when I'm saying 14 or 21, that's the length of time that it looks back in order to calculate the moving average. And so it's just a feature of the moving average that you can go in and change the length, or sometimes it's called a look back. So when you're putting a moving average on, you've probably heard of like the 50 moving average or the 50-day moving average or the 200-day moving average. Here we're using a 21-day moving average. A moving average, all it's doing is it's looking back 21 days and then averaging all the prices to get today's price of that moving average. So it just looks back and says, okay, the price has been all over the place. What's the average of all those 21 days? And then it plots it. And then it moves ahead another day and it looks back another 21 days and plots that. So the moving average is always plotting 21 days of data behind it. And people use that to really determine there's an average price, and you can guess where the market's kind of going based on that average. It's not like perfect because you're basically like trying to drive in a car by looking in the rearview mirror. But it's the only thing that we have to go on. And people look at price having some sort of momentum. And if its momentum has been in a certain direction, they figure, okay, it's going to keep on going in that direction. Kind of one of Newton's law of motion. Something that's in motion tends to keep on going in that direction. So that's how people look at the market. Hey, if it's going down and it's going down hard, and it's been doing that for a while, it's probably going to keep on going down until it doesn't. We use a moving average to tell us what direction has it been going down or up, right? So the way I choose the bias, whether we're bullish or bearish, is which direction is the moving average moving relative to price. So there are a couple of ways that you can do it. One way is you can look at the moving average itself, and I'll bring it up here on a chart so it's very clear. Let's do it on this one. So I like the Hull Suite as my favorite moving average.
You said the whole suite.
Yeah, Hull, Hull, and then suite. All right. And when you look at the settings of the Hull suite, the thing that I'm trying to change is the length right here. All right. And I make it 21. Now the Hull suite has different ways of calculating that moving average. And that's what this is right here. Some people use HMA, THMA, or EHMA. I don't know what the best is. I think EHMA might be faster. I think HMA might be a little slower. I don't know. I don't know which one looks better. Does anyone have any opinion on that? I don't have any opinion. But I would think I've been using EHMA. So those are my settings, EHMA and 21.
Okay.
And all it's really doing is, in order to plot this blue and purple line,
Right.
it's looking back 21 bars and looking at the average, and then taking all those prices of all those bars and averaging them up. And then that's the price that it gives you right then and there. So like, for instance, if I were to look at this point where it is right here, that specific price has taken the last 21 bars, this price, this one, all the way back 21 days, wherever that is, like back to here, and then averaged them all up. And then that's where it plots that line. Now, tomorrow, it'll plot it somewhere else based on the new price. It'll take in consideration that price and then all the 21 days before it, and it will plot that. And it just keeps on plotting it. That's how you get this line. It is just plotting the previous 21 days and averaging them up into a price and then putting it down.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button below. If you're interested in becoming a pro trader, remember to check out the link in the description for Ernie's school community.